guys, welcome back to my channel. You're watching Kel-Sei's Way TV and I am Kel-Sei, and we're back with another K-Talk in the car. So let me go ahead and put this disclaimer out. I'm sorry if you hear all of the elements of the world and that the lighting is not that bad, but I got class in like 20 minutes and I gotta get this video out. I don't know, I need to clear the aromas in my house because I literally cannot record in my house to save my life. Like, it just do not be working. And I don't feel motivated in the house, so I do it in the car before class. Anyway, I kind of wanted to make a video and address negative emotions and the importance of them. And I know it's probably about to seem like a double negative, but hear me out, and then tell me what you think in the comments. A lot of y'all be watching my videos, and a lot of y'all be texting me that you watch my videos and telling me that you watch my videos, but you don't be commenting though. I digress. Tell me in the comments, y'all. Don't text me. I mean, that's cool and all. I appreciate the support wherever it's gonna come from, but tell me in the comments. This boy is looking at me like, girl, what is you doing? Mind your business. Trying to get it in where I can. Anyways, let me hurry up because I only got but so much time and I don't even know what time it is right now. Anyways, again, what I wanted to talk about is negative emotions and the importance of them. Now, let me give you a little backstory. Over the weekend, my feelings were extremely hurt, and I was just been going through an emotional roller coaster. Death freaking sucks, and when you start to feel like you're just surrounded by it year after year, multiple people every year, and kind of starting to feel like you just adding on to a list, it takes a toll on you each and every time. But if you don't really know how to perceive it and you don't really know how to deal with those negative emotions, it can make it even worse. And so I was on YouTube yesterday because I'm always on YouTube. I was watching a video of these puppies, a puppy update, because this what is it called? This breeder that I watch, she just had a new litter. She was giving us an update on the puppies as well as an update on her life, and things have not been the best for her. But she said some things that kind of resonated with me well, and I needed to hear them when I heard them. So, don't run into me now, Buick. Thank you. Anyway, distracted. Anyways, I really got distracted. Okay, she said some things that resonated with me and I thought I should share. So she was just talking about how things were kind of not the best. They weren't the worst, but they weren't the best. And it's been a constant rotation of just in her life. And she was talking to her best friend, and her best friend was like, bad things happen to the just and the unjust equally. And that's kind of just the way life works. And that was the first thing that kind of caught my attention, was a lot of times when bad things happen to you and you're a generally all around good person, you quickly fall into the woe it's me, why me, what did I do to deserve this? And when you start to feel like they just keep happening, you try to figure out what's the reason. Why? Because you breathe the same air that everybody else does, and you bleed just like everybody else does. That's your why. That is literally your why. The more you sit and try to figure it out, try to find ways to prevent it, you're just making yourself crazy. It's useless. Don't do it. Everybody will go through sadness, pain, sorrow, hurt, guilt, just feel defeated. Everybody will go through that. And as I was watching that video and scrolling through the comments, and it's weird because I never really truly read her comments because it's a puppy video and they all usually say the same things, like, oh, they're so cute, and asking questions about the breed and things like that. But the Lord told me that I needed to read those comments, so I did. And one lady was kind of adding on to the idea that sorrow happens to the unjust and the just equally. And she said that someone told her that if we look at life as a realm of duality, which it is, you have to experience sorrow, sadness, anger, and pain to experience joy and to truly know what joy is. They're kind of like the yin to each other's yang. And that made so much sense to me, and it actually made me smile, and it's helping me get out of my funk a lot faster, because in those times where we're experiencing negativity, we are experiencing negative emotions like sadness, anger, pain, defeat. We always want to know why, and then a lot of times we try to avoid them. But if I avoid if I avoid anger, if I avoid sorrow, I'll never feel joy again. I'll never feel happiness again. I'll never, at the minimum, be content, because you have to go through that. You have to feel that first in order to even be able to appreciate the smallest things that make you happy, let alone the big ones. And the smaller sparks of life, the smaller joys come a lot more often, but because we don't feel even the small pains, let alone the tragic ones, and we try to avoid it and occupy our time so much that now we don't appreciate the small things anymore, and we're constantly waiting on this big explosion. We're waiting on this big burst of happiness, this big burst of joy, when for one, you have to create that for yourself, and two, when it comes to you, you have to appreciate it, because big traumatic events make you realize that, you know what, all that stuff I was complaining about before ain't that bad. It's really not. And it could honestly be a lot worse than this. And in that moment, especially, particularly speaking for me, honestly, right now, I can only think of one other thing that would be worse than childhood death. And I'm not classmates death, and I'm not going to put that in the atmosphere. But just while you're going through it, it seems like this is the worst to come. After anger, after hurt, joy is coming. It's coming. The question is, are you going to wait for it? Are you going to find it? Are you going to build it? Are you going to make it happen for yourself? Or are you going to sit here and dwell in this temporary feeling of negative emotions? And I'm gonna be honest, I don't like to be angry. I definitely don't like to be sad. It leaves me in the most vulnerable situations, and it brings out all my insecurities. And I hate that. And I consider myself a pretty strong individual. I consider myself a pretty confident individual. But, boy, experiencing sadness, especially in abundance, oh man. Everything that I could ever feel, it just comes out. And the big reason is because I push it off. I push it off until I can't no more. And now I'm just a big bundle of what the fuck. Like, I'm just all over the place. And I don't like that. But in order to fix that, I have to first recognize that I generally don't deal with small sadness. Like, my line for fine and okay, I slap a fine okay on something so quick, because I feel like as long as I have my basic needs met, I'm breathing, I woke up, I ate, I'm clothed, I have a roof over my head, and what else do I need? And so I tend to slap I'm okay, I'm fine, I'm alright on it, because I'd rather be fine than to be down bad. Sometimes you just gotta be down bad. It's like I tell my friends all the time, when it comes to certain stuff, think of it like a pull-up, especially because, I'm an exercise and wellness major. When you're doing pull-ups, let's say you got 10 reps. You get to 5 and you get that, oh, let me just hang here for a second, and then I'm going to try to hit 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Well, while you're hanging there, you are still using your muscles. You are still providing some effort to simply just hang. Versus if you get down, if you go on and drop, your muscles like, whew, Lord Jesus, I can breathe again. Hold on. And let me get back up there and let me go for the next 5. Let me break this session up, because this might not work out. I might not be able to pump them 10 out. We be so focused on getting them consecutive wins, that we'll hang there for so long. You know how much energy that's taking? You are draining yourself. Sometimes we gotta let go. Sometimes we just gotta fall just to get more momentum to skyrocket. Sometimes it makes more sense to fall 10 steps back to fly 100 steps forward than to hang on and keep trying to pull one step. Pull. No, don't do that. Feel. Sometimes you need to just be upset. Sometimes you need to be sad. Sometimes you need to be angry, because that'll change your appreciation for happiness when it comes around again, for the small things. And if we could feel happiness in the small times, the big times wouldn't be as necessary to make life great again. Because I already appreciate life for what it is and how it is. I don't need that big moment to skyrocket me. I'm not waiting for somebody to launch my future, launch my happiness 100 feet, because it's never going to happen. Because once the big stuff comes, it's not going to be big enough, because you still don't appreciate the small. So that's something that I'm learning, and I was so grateful to come across those quotes and come across that this weekend, because I truly needed it. Because in those times that are traumatic for me, I want to know why. I want to know how many more, and why doesn't this get easier? How come I'm not immune to it? Because I was never meant to be. I'm human just like everybody else. I'm going to feel regardless on if I want to or not. So this whole pushing it back and holding it off, it's not working for me. And it actually makes it worse. And it takes me longer to come out of the funk. Versus me leaning on my support system, me talking, me opening up, and stop trying to battle everything in silence. I'm so good for that. So I'm the strong friend. I'm the mama friend. I'm there for everybody else. It's hard for me to lean on the next person. One, because I know that I could be emotional, and I don't trust everybody with me. And I'm a little bit stingy with myself, and I've proved to myself that I can rebuild from scratch. And so sometimes if I do hit rock bottom, I know that the bounce back isn't the hard part, but it's not always necessary. And if I just open my mouth, and a lot of times it's not what they say back that helps me. It's the fact that I said something to somebody other than myself. I kind of got to hear it out loud and not just being trapped in my head, because that's the worst place you could be. Honestly, it's the worst place you could be. It's just within self, and I tend to withdraw inward instead of outward, because that's what historically has been easier for me, and I'm just making it harder for myself. And every time something traumatic happens, it just keeps getting harder and harder and harder, and the shake back takes a lot longer than necessary. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video by saying, start feeling. It's important. It's very important to your success in life. And also, learn when to hold them and learn when to fold them. Sometimes you just need to drop. Just drop. Just fall. Run into me, Kia. I dare you. You just need to learn when to fall, and know that happiness follows pain. So don't try to push that off, because you're pushing off your happiness by default. I'm gonna see y'all later. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here so I can go to class. And I really, really hope you get something from this video. I hope it was important for you, and I hope it's coming at the right time, especially for my friends. I know y'all need this, because oh Lord Jesus, I needed it, because I was struggling. I was really having a hard time, okay? And I'm still on this wave, this cycle of, okay, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. You ain't always got to be good. Sometimes you need to be bad so that you can appreciate the good. Make sure you guys comment, like, share, subscribe. Tell me what you want me to talk about next. You going through something, you want to aspect on something, or if life's just good and copacetic, you want me to talk about something else, let me know.